Next one is similar. It's kind of an event-based upsell. So this is, an upsell around events that happen in the client business. They hired somebody, they made an acquisition, they added a new service line, they bought a new truck for their roofing business. Those types of events, something that's announcement worthy. Has a lot of the same downsides as that previous upsell. It also adds a little bit of extra work because you have to be aware of these events. Other events that could be relevant that you might be able to plan for is like promotions, or special partnerships, or they're going to be at this local conference, or they're going to be speaking at the local chamber of commerce. All of these types of things that you might know well ahead of time, so that you can announce these things ahead of time. Those are also great angles here. Upside wise, very similar upsides. You could potentially charge a little bit more for these just because there is a little bit more effort and a little bit more value there. That said, it's a little bit easier to sell these because now there's a concrete reason why the client should send out the press release, right? I'm speaking at the Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to send out a press release about that, right? I opened up a new store. I'm going to send out a press release about that. The way you find these is you're having a periodic check-in with that client. So, depending on your business, you might check in with that client every couple of weeks, maybe once a month, where you're talking to them and, getting updates, to them, that sort of thing. Maybe you're not, but, maybe you are. Ideally you are. And that's the time when you talk about, anything that happened in the business that's notable, anything that's coming down the pipe that's noticeable. And then this is where you can say, well, you opened a new store. Why don't we send out a press release about it? It'll cost you this much, and this is what you'll get out of that. So this is a really, kind of convenient way to add some additional revenue, to upsell, that client into another press release that's going to, again, help with credibility. It's going to help with branding. It'll certainly help with SEO, but again, it's also going to boost your credibility in their eyes because you can get them placements in these news outlets. Questions about this?